This is extra example number 1. So the equation is p squared equals 81, and we are supposed to solve this equation. So since it has the square here, we're trying to find what number times itself is equal to 81. So to undo a square, we're going to square root. So you have to show this work. This is your work being shown to do an operation to both sides of the equation, because what you do to one side, you must do to the other. So we're going to square root both sides. The square root of p squared is just p, because remember, that's asking what number is being multiplied by itself here, and that's p, because p squared is equal to p times p. So p is being multiplied by itself here. What about the 81? Well, what number times itself is 81? What's the square root of 81? It's 9, but it's also negative 9, because remember, when we're solving an equation, there's always going to be two answers for an x squared equation, or a variable squared equation, because there's two possibilities. 9 times 9 equals positive 81, but so does negative 9 times negative 9. So that's why there's two answers. The square root wasn't there to begin with. I chose to put the square root there to solve. It was the operation I took. So we have to consider that there are two answers. If I just had this written and asked you, hey, what's the square root of 81? Then you would only say the positive square root. Or if I put the negative square root of 81, where again, I already had this square root written for you, then I'm asking for the opposite of the square root of 81. Since the square root of 81 is 9, the opposite of the square root of 81 is negative 9. So when the square root's already written, one answer. When we put the square root to solve the problem, that's when there's two possibilities for answers. So that's it for extra example number 1.